Shalom, 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 tazayawan. Peace and blessings, Zion. Giving double honors and glory to our father KD, the royal house of King David. Kal halal Yehovah Bahashem and Mashiach Yehovah Shai. Giving all praises, honor and glory to Yehovah Bahashem and Mashiach Yehovah Shai. Barakapa Yehovah, Barakapa 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 Yehovah, Bahashem Mashiach Yehovah Shai. Bahashem Kakadash. All praises, honor and glory due. Kwam Yasharala. Greetings, Zion. Again, this is part 2 of At the Door of the Wicked. One done a video, was trying to upload the video for the last 2 days, and YouTube took the video down, and it dawned on one for using the name that we're not to use, that can automatically get your channel, your video took down. Booyah, so you all know what that means. Come on, double honors for the father, just want to address you 2/3, you are Pharisees and Sadducees also, that like to basically try and entice the royal house of King David in with all these camps. We are separate. They are the wheat, they are the tare, and we are the wheat. And the Father power of lights has already separated us from the tare. Many of you don't even know what a Sadducee is. Many of you don't even know what a Pharisee is. A Sadducee, those who don't believe that Yahushua was resurrected, they don't believe in the resurrection. They hate Yahushua, As for the Pharisees, and we hate them. As for the Pharisees, they take this beautiful word and they use it to control the masses of the people, to get them to do what they want them to do in a compulsive way. Here in the royal house of King David, it's compassion, none but love. Pursuant to Hebrews 13 verse 1, let brotherly love continue. We don't nurse hatred in our hearts for any of our brothers, which you do. Again, we don't charge for this word, it's for free. Like these camps do, you hit the subscribe button and donate. We don't do none of that here. Again, we don't operate out of any government building. We don't deal with no government. We hearken unto scriptures. Excuse the noise, some workmen doing their work out the back. We don't have nothing to do with the government whatsoever, pursuant to Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 2. Learn not the ways of the heathen. We separate ourselves from this world, which is ungodly, pursuant to the wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, chapter 3, verse 11 to 19, which explains to verse 29. Verse 29, an unrighteous generation, you know, for horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation, you know. Also pursuant to Matthew chapter 12 verse 39, an evil and adulterous generation seeks for a sign, but no sign will be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. You know, Yahweh spoke of you Pharisees and you Sadducees and told us to beware of you. And no matter what you try and do, we shut you down here. You know, we've evidently seen, we ain't even heard a word from none of you Pharisees, because it's evident and it's justified that we are the original church of Philadelphia. We are the law of liberty, the original 12 tribes, Israelites, kings. You know, a small remnant here. We can't afford to have our nation defiled or contaminated with filth. You know, Yahweh said in Matthew chapter 3 verse 7, he said, "You brood of vipers, who warned you to flee from the wrath to come?" Hypocrites, you know, wicked. And saying that, just want to show you a couple of current events before one delves into any scriptures, any precepts of what's on the doorstep of the wicked. You know, he's the first.
Signed up to CBDC, and that company is BDC, and that company is Aldi. Got another company who signed up to CBDC, and that company is Aldi. So look at this. You're in London. You're on a business trip. You're staying in Greenwich. You want to buy some food.
Greenwich, that's London.
Aldi's like this one. And you think, I'm going to go in here and buy some food so I can feed myself. And then you approach the barrier and look, you can't even get in the shop without having a QR code to scan here or to scan here, and then you can go and buy things. Now this looks to me like the beginning stages of the digital prison that we keep talking about.
Come. Digital prison, where soon, you know, money is going to be done away with, and how you going to eat. You see, most of y'all feel that you got control of your own life. And what did Power say? Father says not to lean on your own understanding, you know, which most of you do. You feel you got your life in control, and you feel nothing is going to come your way no matter what this wicked Japhite does. You feel that you have it all under control. Well, hold that thought and keep thinking that way, you know. Yous are covered in gross darkness pursuant to Isaiah 60 verse 1 to 3. You know, the Father said there, gross darkness, the people across the earth, and now he's done that. You know, this Japhite is telling you what he's going to do, and he's implementing it, and still you haven't got a clue what's at your door, but you want to chat shit and try and blaspheme, because the gross darkness that you carry breeds and gives birth to that ignorance, and that ignorance gives birth for you to then blaspheme the name. Let's go to follow on to Numbers chapter 15. Numbers chapter 15, and we're going to read verses 29 to 31. And it reads, "You shall have one law for him who sins unintentionally, for him who is native born among the children of Israel, and for the stranger who dwells among them." Verse 30, "But the person who does anything presumptuously, whether he is native born or a stranger, that one brings reproach on the Lord, and he shall be cut off from among his people." 31 and last, "Because he has despised the word of the Lord and has broken the commandment, that person shall be completely cut off. His guilt shall be upon him." Follow on to Leviticus chapter 24. Leviticus chapter 24. Reading verses 15 to 16. And it reads, "Then you shall speak to the children of Israel, saying, whoever curses his power shall bear his sin." 16. "And whoever blasphemes the name of the Lord shall surely be put to death. All the congregation shall certainly stone him, the stranger as well as him who is born in the land. When he blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall be put to death." And you know, one can't wait to see many of you 2/3 heresies, Sadducees and Pharisees be put to death. See, we live for Yahushua HaMashiach, who died for us. You don't. You see, you have no understanding, as this is not for you. You know, it's not worked out for you. It's not for you. You have no understanding. Follow on to Proverbs 19. Proverbs 19, and we're going to read verse 8. And it reads, "He who gets," this is the King James version, and it reads, "He who gets wisdom loves his own soul. He who keeps understanding will find good." Come on. And the NLT version, it reads, "To acquire wisdom is to love yourself. People who cherish understanding shall prosper." And we here, as saints, as kings, we're prospering. We're prospering in this word. We're prospering spiritually. You know, we're spiritually free, awaiting to be physically free. we shall eat, we shall be in a place of safety. You won't. Pursuing to, Yahushua said to be aware of these Pharisees and these Sadducees, to be aware of them. But pursuing to Luke 21, verse 15, we stop those gainsayers, those who want to contradict. We shut you down. That's why you evidently haven't heard nothing from these Pharisees or Sadducees. None of them. We are the royal house of King David. The law of liberty is what we teach. It comes with affliction. It comes with contention. So Paul had told us. But again, we have to endure affliction of trials and tribulations to enter into the kingdom. And we've done that. We're just waiting to be physically free to enter into Colorado and, to live lavish and to eat good, as well as laugh at your calamity of what's on your doorstep. Yahushua said in Matthew chapter 3 verse 7, he said, you brood of vipers, who warned you to flee from the wrath yet to come. Hypocrites. Matthew chapter 12 verse 39, an evil and adulterous generation seeks for a sign, but no sign will be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. As one said in the last video, that is an unrighteous generation. Pursuing to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 verse 29, for horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. Can't. If you follow on to Luke chapter 11, reading verses 39 to 44. Luke 11, and this is red letter Yahushua speaking. Luke chapter 11, verse 39 to 44, and it reads, then the Lord said to him, now you Pharisees, make the outside of the cup and dish clean, but your inward part is full of greed and wickedness. But your inward part is full of greed and wickedness. You are mainly these 2/3, you are conditioned and canalized. Hence to why you are covered with gross darkness, reading on, and full of greed, want to charge, subscribe, and want to charge for this word, and he's a wicked. Verse 40, foolish ones, did not he who made the outside make the inside also? 41, but rather give alms of such things as you have, then indeed all things are clean to you. 42, but woe, remember that, oi, Paleo Hebrew, alas, woe, and one gave you the definition of what woe, alas, oi, means in the last video, in part 1. But woe to you Pharisees, for you tithe mint and rue, and all and all manner of herbs, and pass by justice and the love of power. These you ought to have done, without leaving the others undone. 43. Woe to you Pharisees, for you love the best seats in the synagogues and greetings in the marketplaces. Verse 44 and last. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are like graves which are not seen, and the men who walk over them are not aware of them. Most High don't give a fuck about you. The Most High is preparing, it has already prepared your judgment, and it's on your door, and you deserve what's coming. If you follow on to the last books, scroll to the last books. This is the last books. This is the Shepherd of Hermas. The book, the Shepherd of Hermas, in the last books. And this is chapter 1, reading verses 11 to 12, and it reads, But as for those who think wickedly in their hearts, they take to themselves death and captivity, and especially those who love this present world. For you 2/3. And especially those who love this present world, and glory in their riches, and regard not the good things that are to come. Their souls wander up and down, and know not where to fix. 12 and last. Now this is the case of such as are double-minded, who trust not in the Lord, and despise and neglect their own life. And that's what many of you 2/3 do. You know, what's coming for you and what's on your doorstep. You have what we got. We got the UN soldiers who are on your doorstep in the US, here in the UK, throughout Europe, waiting instructions. Because here's the thing. The Japhite, you know, and the Most High has done all of this decently and in order. He's brought down the population from 8 billion to 4.5, 5. And with these sleeper cells, these UN soldiers, that's enough. You know, the numbers that they have is enough to control you through martial law. One showed you the video, you know, you got CBDC digital, which is, you know, these supermarkets are now signing up with. So those of you who never took the booyah, you're classed as dissidents. If you haven't heard of Redacted, go and look up Redacted on YouTube. husband and wife who speak about what the news doesn't speak about, that expose what's in the dark. Speaking of dissidents, that's what you are, or those who never took the booyah, that's what you classed as. So all these facilities that they are building, already built here in the UK, in the US, you know, the ones here in the UK can house 2 million, some 5 million, you know, if more. That's where you're going, you know. We also got, you know, because you got to think of what Rishi No Tax, that rat, has spoke and said that within within the next 5 years, it's going to be dangerous and horrible. One come off the phone yesterday to the doctors and they're saying at the end of the year, the whole of England, the system shall be changed and reset to a new program. I'll tell you now, that's linked as a package of what's coming for all you 2/3 backbiters, mockers and scoffers, and you deserve what you've got coming, as well as you Pharisees, Sadducees. Facial recognition with infrared and the carbon foot tracking, which is in effect as one speaks, you know. Calm. So the government, which is already signed your sovereignty over to the WEF, so all you that thought that the WEF was something that you've overcome, think again. New equipment given to the law enforcement. So all you wannabe gangsters out there that think you're it, soon you ain't gonna have no money to make money, as well as you'll be experiencing the new equipment the law enforcement has for your ass. Car insurance doubling, so is the rent, mortgages, well as food, gas, electric. AI robots in Leeds, in London, taking away your jobs, packing out these warehouses. So soon, you bastards won't even have no work, no jobs to go to. How you gonna eat? Those of you who don't want to take that booyah, how you gonna eat? Those of you running up and down thinking you're Don Corleone, wanting to look on the nakedness of a next man's wife. How you gonna make your money? You all like to point the finger and blaspheme the royal house of King David. You can carry on mocking, scoffing, talking shit, because we're laughing at your calamity. You see, we're going to be able to be eating good food, and we're going to be in a place of sovereignty, of safety, security. You see, we have power, and we're going to have power that you cannot imagine. Protected by the Most High, Yahweh. Power. And our beloved big brother, our master, Yahweh Shai, all praises, honor and glory. We have protection, we have that power, and we have peace. We're spiritually free and we're waiting to be physically free, where we will have power, protection, and peace. Something you don't have and will not have, bar from woe, oi, Khan. So, hope you were edified, and sit tight for what you got coming your way. Peace and blessings, Zion. Shalom.